What's going on, guys? It's Ryan Huber, Worldwide Hube, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my pilot story and what's been going on with me the past couple years. Some of you have followed me since the ATP days when I made videos about ATP flight school and my experiences in 2016 when I went through that program. And I just wanted to talk today about what I've done since then, my career so far as a corporate pilot over the past couple years, because I really haven't shared a whole lot about it. I'm 22 years old. I fly a Gulfstream G650 as a first officer at an international flight department. And over the past couple years, a lot has happened, and I haven't shared a whole lot of that with you guys because of the privacy nature of what I do, the privacy of my clients and who I fly for. I can't disclose a whole lot of information about who I fly for, what's going on, and some of the things I do. And I'm in a very, very lucky situation. I'm very blessed. I'm in a very unique situation for my age and experience level, and I'm very fortunate. But I just wanted to share the story of where I got to where I am, because I am in a really great position, especially at my age. And it started a long time ago. It started way before ATP. And it started when I was just 3, 4, 5 years old. My grandma used to take me to Peachtree DeKalb Airport, and she'd show me airplanes, and we'd hang out, and there's a little playground there. It's still there today. And we'd go look at airplanes, and I'd just see corporate jets taking off and flying away, and I said, that's really cool. You know, I want to do that someday. And it led me to convince my parents to get me an intro flight, a flying lesson when I was 10 years old for my 10th birthday. I took a Piper Archer III up with an instructor at Peachtree DeKalb and flew on a seat cushion. They put a pillow on the seat so I could see over the dash. And I don't think I even touched the controls because I was 10 years old, and the instructor was probably scared to death, but he took me up and flew me around, and it changed my life. And I said, you know, that's awesome. I want to do something in aviation. I wasn't totally set on being a pilot, but I knew like airplanes were my thing. I loved them, and I wanted to do something in aviation. So fast forward through growing up in high school, I kind of rode not necessarily a financial roller coaster, but things happened, ups and downs through childhood. I grew up middle class, and sometimes we struggled in high school. We kind of struggled a little bit, and it ended up that I was able to get some finances to do my private pilot's license in high school, and got that done. So I got my private pilot's license my senior year of high school and completed that. And then I applied to Embry-Riddle, and I went to Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in Daytona Beach after high school. I got a scholarship to go to Embry-Riddle, and I knew that was the best aviation school in the world. So I was like, boom, I don't know exactly if I'm going to be a pilot, if I want to do something with aviation business, but I went to Embry-Riddle. So I went to Embry-Riddle from 2015 to 2016. I did a freshman year there, and it was a lot of money. And I kind of evaluated after that year, and after talking to a lot of pilots and people in the industry, I was like, dang, what do I want to do? Do I want to invest all my money into this college degree and do this? I was doing, I started with like commercial space operations. I thought that was like unique and kind of crazy far ahead, but then I kind of settled into aviation business because that's what I was passionate about. I was networking a lot, going to aviation business. They had an NBAA club there that I was a part of, and we would go to different networking events and stuff, and I really enjoyed that side of the industry, aviation business. And so I knew that was what I wanted to do. And after growing up around PDK, I never really wanted to go to the airlines or anything like that, but I had some friends who were in corporate aviation, and they were doing contract work, flying Citations and Learjets, and they were like 18, 19, 20 years old, and they're just killing the game. Very, very unique. And I'm very, very fortunate that I met some of these people. You know who you are if you're watching. And they changed my life, and they told me that, hey, you know, go to ATP, get your ratings done as fast as possible, and forget about college for now. You can go back later, and just do that. Get your hours and meet the right people. You know, people will get you flying jets in the next year. And I took that advice, and I said, boom, I'm going to do it. And so I pitched that idea kind of to my family because I was like dropping out of college and pursuing a different path, but I did it. And I said, okay, I'm done with Embry-Riddle. I'm not going to pay $30,000 a year plus to try and get this degree, and that's aside from flying. So I said, okay, we're going to go to ATP. It's expensive as well, but it's going to get my ratings done as fast as possible. Did that, got a loan for ATP, and got a loan to finance it, went through ATP. It took me less than 5 months to finish the program from private to CFI, II, MEI. Did that, recorded it. You can see all my videos from 2016 about it. Had a very good experience with that program, worked really hard to make that as flawless as possible, busted it and knocked it out. And then from there, it's kind of funny, I had a girlfriend at the time who was going to Arizona State out in Arizona, and I said, okay, Arizona State has a flight training program with ATP. They're together, they do business together. So I was like, okay, I'll instruct for ATP at Arizona State and come out with you, and we can, do our thing. And I was young, kind of dumb, but I was like, I really like this girl, and I liked Arizona too. So I made that happen, and I was in the process of becoming an instructor for ATP when she broke up with me. The first week I was out in Arizona, and I was basically out here in Arizona with nothing. And I was trying to be an instructor for ATP, but then also I'm always networking, trying to find the best opportunity. So I went in and interviewed for some other flight schools in the area, and I said, you know what? Just because she broke up with me, Arizona and my future, it's not about her. I'm doing this for me, and I'm gonna stay out here. It's the best weather, the best place I can build time, and there's a lot of good schools and opportunities out here. I'm gonna make a life out here. I don't know anybody, but I'm gonna do it. And so I did it, and I ended up interviewing and got a job with CAE Oxford Aviation Academy as a flight instructor. It was salary a little bit better for me than ATP would have been. And so I moved out here to Arizona with a couple $100s in my pocket, my truck, and a truck full of stuff from my room, and ended up moving in with a professional video gamer and lived in his spare room in a townhome. I found this guy on Craigslist, I think, last minute. And made enough money to live, but not very much at CAE for a couple months. And then it turns out that that job didn't work out. There was kind of a unique situation that I won't get into, but I decided to instruct somewhere else, and that led me to go and instruct for Sawyer Aviation, which I think I've shared a little bit about on YouTube. But it's a Part 61, a local flight school at Scottsdale. And the big thing with why I chose to go to Sawyer was they had a charter division. They had a CJ on charter. Now they have multiple planes on charter. They're doing really well. Chad, the owner over there, is an awesome guy. And they're a great company, great family business. And I started instructing with them, and I knew that it could lead to getting into corporate aviation. They were connected. So every opportunity I've made has been based off of learning. I think you should take an opportunity that's gonna help you grow the most and help you learn, especially in the beginning. And so I started instructing with them, and one of my first assignments was to sit right seat on a charter flight in the Citation jet and go to Las Vegas. And that was within a couple weeks of getting hired as a flight instructor there. And I got paid for it, and I was considered a company observer, and it was just kind of like a training and kind of orientation flight in this Citation jet to Vegas. And I made money in a jet for the first time when I was 19 years old, and I think I was 19. I might have just turned 20. I think I just turned 20, but it was amazing, changed my life, and I was like, boom. I'm doing it again. I moved out to Arizona with nothing. My girlfriend dumped me, and now I'm making money flying jets. I'm like 20 years old. It was an amazing experience. I flight instructed for them for just under a year. I think it was 7 or 8 months. And then just through networking and being plugged in, kind of throwing myself out there around Scottsdale Airport, I got linked up with a charter company, flying Citation CJ3s. And that was another incredible experience just through networking. A friend of mine who was flying out of Scottsdale Airport kind of linked me up with the chief pilot. Another friend of mine who worked at the FBO linked me up with the chief pilot at the time. And it was funny, before even that happened, I remember when I was looking for the job at Sawyer, when I was at CAE, I ran into this guy's office, the owner of the charter company, and I didn't know anybody was there, but I saw the door for the charter company, and I was just like cold approaching companies for jobs. So I'd go in, dressed nice, and I had a resume in hand. I kind of look around, I was like knocking on the door, I didn't see anybody, and I turned the corner and there's this guy at his desk, and I scared the crap out of him. And he's like, oh my God, like, what are you doing in here? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, my name's Ryan, and I just wanted to drop off my resume. I don't know if you need pilots, or I'm new, don't have that much experience, but here's my resume. If you need a pilot in the future, let me know what I could do for you. I'd love to help your team. And then it led to, I ended up meeting some other people, and I got that job, flying right seat on the CJ3. I did that for a little under a year as well. And then I built some good experiences at that company, but it wasn't the best company by any means. But I flew some incredible equipment and built a lot of good time all over North America doing charter 135 work. And then through somebody I know from back in the day at Embry-Riddle and some mutual connections, I ended up landing the job I have currently, which I'm flying the Gulfstream G650 as a first officer for an international flight department, Part 91. And it's crazy how full circle things are, and just meeting the right people and talking and putting your best self out there. There's a lot of good people, and it's just, I preach networking and just being good, implementing good character everywhere, because it's crazy who you meet and who you can connect with. And I was blessed with a lead that led me to the opportunity I have now, and now I'm flying the airplane of my dreams all over the world, and it's an amazing, amazing experience. And I'm 22 years old. And that's a little bit about my story. It's kind of crazy, but I just, I trust in God and people, and just do the right thing, and you can get anywhere. And that's kind of why I'm making this video, just to show you guys, or tell you where I am now, what I currently do, and also just shed some light on my story, but also show you that anything is possible. Don't let anybody tell you that because of your hours or experience you're not qualified to do something. There's always a way to make it happen. And there's just work as hard as you possibly can, be your best self, learn from people, stay humble, work hard, and be a good person, and things will happen that are good for you. And there's this industry right now is crazy. I'm flying a big, awesome airplane. I have friends flying Falcon 2000s that are my age. I have 3 friends that are 21, 22 years old flying Falcon 2000s all over the world. I've got another friend who's in his mid-20s flying Challengers all over the world. I've got friends flying 777s, 767s, and they're all under 25, and they're flying, heavies internationally, doing crazy, crazy stuff. So whatever situation you're in, whether your girlfriend just dumped you and you moved to a new place and had nothing, sleeping on an air mattress, or sleeping in a video gamer's spare room, or no offense to video gamers or whatnot, but no matter what situation you're in, you can make the best of it. And especially in aviation right now, there's incredible opportunities, and you can make it happen. If your goal is to be a Gulfstream pilot, if your goal is to fly an A380, a 737, if your goal is to fly in Alaska, bush planes, seaplanes, there is somebody doing it, and you can do it, and you can be the first one to do it. You can be 19, 20 years old and fly a jet. You can be 18 and fly a jet. I flew a jet when I was 19. I have friends that flew jets when they were 18. There's kids flying all over the world, soloing. It's just amazing things are happening. It's 2019, and anything is possible, guys. And I hope that answers some questions as to who I am, where I am now, what I'm doing, and give you some insight as to my story since I went to flight school. And do you, and you can make anything possible. So don't get discouraged, don't get stuck. Everybody rides the wave, ups and downs, and things happen, but keep working hard, soar to your full potential, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, God bless, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.